his potential. Yes.
Yes. Right. Nice enough to join us right now. Your coffee buddy.
Stop.
Yes.
My guy.
Yes.
We got to call him my guy.
Okay.
My coffee buddy, my soon-to-be golf buddy.
He's everybody's guy in Sacramento today. All Kings fans say he's our guy. Scott Perry. How are you, Scott?
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Much better today now, Scott.
I'm listening to Kyle. If we're going to be golf buddies, he's got to give me some strokes. Couple of sides.
I don't know about that, Scott. I play for money too. You know, I ain't giving you no. Yeah, we're gonna have to get out soon, my man. We got to get out soon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Scott, I wanted to ask you. You know, you're getting rave reviews for your draft in the NBA Mediascape. What pleases you the most about what you're able to accomplish in the last couple of days in the draft?
Well, a lot of things that you guys probably. Well, I know you didn't get a chance to see it. It's really the way our staff really came together and worked through this process. You know, I've just been here a couple of months, brought, a few people in with me, but a number of people that had been here before, and just bringing that all together, the way the coaches came together and ran workouts really well. Our process was thorough. We were able to meet with all of the guys that we, were able to draft and a number of, other prospects as well. And just really the thoroughness of what we went through this process together, the draft night in terms of the symmetry in the war room with all our staff here, that probably pleased me the most, just that the process is off to a good start. And it will only get better from my perspective as I'm here longer and people get to know me and my expectations for what's going on here. But and our support staff has been fantastic as well, too. So the old saying, it takes a village. The village really showed up and was very helpful to me and this organization throughout the process.
On with Sacramento Kings GM Scott Perry. Hey, Scott, you got Nique Clifford at 23 years old. You got Raynaud at 22. Was it a priority to get older guys that could play right away in the NBA?
Well, that I would say priority, but I like when guys have put a resume together that you can really evaluate. And as I said, the night after the first night when we drafted Nique, he was a great example of that. And Maxime is the same way. These are guys that got better each year in college. And so you like to get players who are on an upward trajectory. I think also a good byproduct when you do get guys 22, 23 years old coming into the league. Not only are they a little more physically mature, but they're mentally more mature. And it reminds me of the times when I first got into the NBA working, years ago, you were getting a little more of a finished product in that way in terms of the total person. Does not mean we would never draft someone that's, 19 years old, because there are a lot of great talented players that are coming into our league at that age. But I think it's in this instance, they were the best players for us. They both address the need. We love the versatility of Nique Clifford and adding some size with Maxime. I think, he's skilled, big man. I think he's going to be able to play in the modern NBA with his skills, not only around the basket, but I think he's going to develop into someone who can play away from the basket as well.
And to that point, Scott, do you see Raynaud potentially becoming, with his ability to stretch the floor, a big that could play alongside Domas if all goes well?
Yeah, you got to see it come together. But yeah, there obviously is potential there for sure. He's got to get stronger. He's got to get used to the speed of the NBA game, and just like all these rookies do. So that'll be the big thing that I'm watching early on, not only in summer league, but early on in training camp and preseason and early part of the regular season. Just how quickly they can adapt, not only Raynaud, but also Clifford, how quickly they adapt to the speed and pace of the game and the strength of the game. Because now you're playing against the best in the world every single night, and that's a challenge. So there will be highs and lows associated with both. I don't care who the rookie is, that will be the case.
Hey, Scott, you took over the job. We didn't have a first-round pick, but you made a trade to get into the first round. Was it because you wanted Nique, or was that your plan all along, just try to get a first-round pick, trade up, and be active in the first round?
Kyle, one thing I've mentioned to you and everyone else in the community, I was always going to be prudent and opportunistic. So going into the draft, when you don't have a first-round pick, you try to evaluate what opportunities in the first round that you can get in, or what range of the first round you can get into. We felt like there was an opportunity to do that in the 20s. And so you say to yourself, who are you willing to do that with, to, trade a future asset to go get? And there was only a couple guys for us that we thought possibly could make that range. And actually, Nique Clifford, I didn't think would make it there, to be quite frank, because I know a lot of teams ahead of us liked him. And just in communication with people around him, it was a less than 50% chance that he may be there. Ultimately, we're at 24. So this made a lot of sense for us to jump in at that point and get him, especially since we had such a strong grade on him. It made sense. We like his versatility. He brings a defensive edge. And again, my job is to keep enhancing the talent base on this team. And these two young guys are, the first draft picks since I've been here. And we're going to continue adding to our talent base through future drafts and every other manner that we can.
Scott, when we look at not only the players you drafted, but also the players you picked up after the draft, you got some good defenders in this group. Could you speak to the emphasis, how important it was for you to really look at the defensive end in choosing these players?
Well, if you know my background, know much about me, I believe in both sides of the ball, but I really believe in that defensive side. And I think if you study championship teams over the years in basketball, whether it be collegiate or professional basketball, you got to be able to defend at a high enough. You got to be able to defend at a high enough level. And I think this team, we need that. Whenever you can find people that can contribute on that end, we want to. And you've heard me talk about these 6 principles to becoming a Sacramento King: developing identity, competitive, tough, team-oriented, disciplined, accountable, professional. That all factors in, and that being able to defend at a high level is very important. Look, we just saw it in the NBA Finals with both of those teams, both Indiana and the eventual champions, Oklahoma City Thunder. Both groups do a nice job of defending the basketball, making it difficult. And when you have guys who can defend multiple positions, that's very important, as both of those teams do. So I've always valued that, knew it was important to go after that defensive end. And I'll go even further back to my start in the NBA with the Detroit Pistons, well over a decade. We, year in and year out, were one of the top defensive teams in the league. And that was the backbone to our success when we went to 6 straight conference finals and won an NBA championship during that time.
On with Kings GM Scott Perry. Hey, Scott, when you put together a team and go into a season, and we're still a ways away from, knowing the full roster, do you have expectations going into each and every season as a GM?
Well, I'm going to go into every season about wanting us to maximize what we have, and that we're going to come out, play hard, fight every single night, and play together. If we would compete, play hard every night, and play together, then we'll let the chips fall where they may. I'm into winning, want to win all the time, but it has to start. We have to build a foundation that each and every night we're going to scratch and claw and compete and play hard. And I believe if you do that, you're going to have good enough success each and every season. So, but we have to start establishing that this year that that's who we're going to be.
Scott Perry, the Kings GM, with us. We know that Domas just posted a social media message to the young players. Welcome. Let's get to work. You have talked publicly about Zach LaVine and the importance of putting the right pieces around him. But Scott, a year ago, before you were here, of course, the big story was DeMar DeRozan, and we haven't heard much this summer about DeMar DeRozan. Is there anything you can share with us about how he's feeling about things, where the team is with him, how likely he is to be on the roster, anything about DeMar DeRozan and his future with the club?
DeMar DeRozan is in a very good place. Actually, I just a few weeks ago, flew to Los Angeles to have lunch with him. And known him a little bit, respected him as a professional from afar for many years. And he's ready to go. Mm-hmm. And he's excited about the change and my coming here. And so we had a very good conversation. And no, he's all in. And I'm looking forward to working with him during this season. So and getting the very best out of him. He wants to win. And so we're definitely aligned on that, and we're going to get to work when camp starts.
Very good. Thank you.
Scott Perry joining us. Hey, Scott, in your opening press conference, you talked about the need for a point guard. We didn't get one in the draft. How much of it is that still a priority for you?
Oh, it's still important to us that we address that position, and we're going to go out here and see if we can address the position. And pending free agency that starts next week. So we'll see what happens there, and but we'll get it figured out one way or the other. That's just an additional way I think this team can improve is by adding that position. So
as far as Summer League goes, Scott, Kings fans now very excited about Summer League. Of course, you as a GM, what's the important? What are you looking for? Is it just getting guys acclimated to the system a little bit? What are you looking for? What are you expecting from your new players when it comes to Summer League?
I just want to see the competitive level, and see how quickly they adapt and learn in the new environment. That's important. So and they develop through the course of Summer League, from the first practice to the last Summer League game, that you can see the development, you can see the potential. They'll be learning, new terminology with our coaching staff here. And but I'm really just looking at the competitive nature of each of those guys and everybody on the roster for that matter. How are you going to compete, setting the tone for what, we want the Sacramento Kings basketball identity to be, and we're just going to compete, play hard at every turn. So that's what I want to see.
Scott, I'll wrap it up with this question. You've been on the job a few months. Obviously, you're familiar with Sacramento. What's it been like out there on the streets? Because people are coming up to me left and right. Oh, we should do this. We should do that. Are you hearing from closet GMs and people saying, Scott, we got to do this? What's it like for you, man?
First of all, I'm used to a lot of closet GMs from my time in New York. So there were a whole bunch of closet GMs there. But no, people here have been great. Problem is they probably don't see me much because I'm temporarily right now, I'm staying about a half a block from the arena. So if you don't see me walking from the arena to where I stay, it's going to be hard to get a hold of me right now because I've been, obviously really busy getting ready with the draft, and there's a couple of restaurants I go to, and that's about it. So I haven't been out and about a ton, but I'm looking forward to that now. Once we begin to slow down and I get settled in more.
Well, Scott, listen, congratulations on inspiring Kings fans. Kings fans have turned around. They're very positive about things now. Congratulations on your moves, and thank you. You're so busy right now. We really, really appreciate a few moments of your time.
Well, I really appreciate you guys having me on, and just want the Kings fans to know that it's very important to me that we build something that's sustainable and successful in an organization and a team they can be very proud of and support. It was always great coming in here as a visitor, just feeling the energy from this crowd and from this community. Now I get to be a part of that. and be on the right side of that this time.
Yeah.
When we go to Bears One Center. So
Good stuff, Scott. Hey, I tell you, Scott, you keep making moves like this draft, man. I'm gonna give you all kinds of strokes, man. I'm gonna give you 10 strokes, 11 strokes on the golf course.
Hey, what with Sacramento Kings community just heard that, Kyle. No going back on that now.
All right.
No going back.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, man. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right,
We
baby.
appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Right.
Scott Perry. So where does the draft leave the Kings with free agency around the corner? Dive into that, dive into all the things Scott Perry had to say when we come right back on a Friday to the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You never